next award for the most shocking story of 2011. You guys picked Edge forced to retire because of his neck injury, and I think that's a great pick. As a few people have said, Edge retiring really changed the face of the WWE, and particularly SmackDown. Randy Orton moved there, and it kind of had a little shift in character where he, went from the unstoppable Superman type character that John Cena plays to a vulnerable, normal guy who just had great matches. And I really think that shift in character helped him a lot because people were able to, relate to him a little better. He was having great matches. He was being a little less selfish in the ring. It's not a criticism to him, it's the way he was booked. And I think people really responded to that. It also gave Christian a great opportunity. He won the championship. He had a great angle with Orton. He turned heel. He really was able to get an opportunity that probably wouldn't have existed if not for Edge leaving. Other guys like Sheamus and Mark Henry were able to jump up the card because of Edge's absence. And with Orton leaving leaving Raw to go to SmackDown, he gave CM Punk the opportunity to create his character on Raw. So and plus Edge had been such a constant presence over the past decade or so that him leaving was just a very significant thing. I ultimately, though, I went with the Summer of Punk because I think that was the most talked about news item of the year. CM Punk did that promo, and I just remember Dave Lagana and those guys at the I Want Wrestling podcast. They all dropped everything to do a spontaneous podcast of that promo, and people were talking and people were interested, and it really rejuvenated people's desire to watch wrestling. And there were a lot of hiccups along the way and a lot of missteps, but people really became invested in that angle. And that's why I still argue with people that say that wins don't matter and that titles don't matter. The reason people were so invested in that angle was because they cared about CM Punk winning that match and winning that title. So, if wins don't matter and titles don't matter, then it really shouldn't have mattered whether or not he won that match, and clearly it did. And he came back a little too soon, and the angle shifted over to Triple H, and that was a mess. But ultimately, that moment, that summer, that story of CM Punk and John Cena and Money in the Bank and all of that, and CM Punk promising to leave with the championship, that was, I think, the biggest news item of the year, and nobody expected it. I mean, we all suspected that Punk was leaving, and I think we all assumed that it was going to be like Chris Jericho a few years ago, where he did his title feud before leaving, and kind of made Cena look great before going out. But this was so much different than what we expected to happen. And it really, people were comparing it to the Austin 316 at King of the Ring, and it was an awesome moment. And I think to this day, people think back to the Summer of Punk when they think of 2011.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end.